Hi there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mufara M. If you're new on my channel, please click the subscribe button. It is totally free. And in this video, I will be showing you how I DIY this hairstyle. So these are knotless box braids. So I'll be doing short bohemian knotless box braids. So I thought for this section of our video, I thought let me actually discuss, because I haven't started doing my hair as you can see. I said let me quickly discuss what I just bought from the hair shop that I go to, and then I will also explain how much everything cost. So I'm quite excited. I'm not foreseeing any challenges with this hair. So if you know me, you know I use Darling hot water 1 million braid. This is the curly hair I bought. This is what they had at the shop. It's called accah, 100% human hair feel like. The curls are not popping too much, but the curls are also not too relaxed. So I'm hoping this will work. Obviously I'll have to cut this. The thing about this is that I'll be able to use this. I underestimated these curls. They're so pretty. The hair cost 175 rand together. This was 40 rand, 75 rand. You can do the maths. I think it cost just under 300 rand. Let's get braiding this hair. So you know, as I mentioned in the title of the video, I'll be doing knotless box braid style, and in this method I start off by braiding my own natural hair, and then that means I'll end up having 3 strands. So this is basically the 3-strand braid, and then I add 3 pieces. I start with the first one, which I place in between my thumb and index finger. So this helps me to be able to seamlessly add the hair pieces in. I have done detailed tutorials of this braiding method a few times on my channel, and as you can see, it's very simple. So I think I've added the third one now, and then I didn't place a curly hair piece at the top. I just placed it after placing all my braiding hair. I just felt that would be much easier for me. So here I'm placing the first curly strand. I placed 2 strands on each braid. I just thought that would give a nice fuller look. I forgot to buy those pegs looking things, and I now see why they're so necessary, because the curly hair is more silky, so it does tend to slide if you don't peg it, so that it doesn't, basically it will slide and end up going into the braid. Like majority of that strand will end up in the braid rather than outside of the braid, because it slides in the braid while you're braiding. I'm sure that makes sense. If you've got further questions, you can just ask me in the comment section. So I also like to use the gel as I braid to just put in my hair. My hair is natural, so it can stick out of a braid if I don't gel it nicely. I think I did mention I use the Isoplus edge control gel, which is, I always use that when I'm braiding my hair. So I think at this section now I'm putting my second curly piece, and this one is sometimes easier, it doesn't slide as much. I ended up also grabbing it with my mouth so that they don't slide into the braid. That was the challenge I constantly was having. But yeah, I braided all the way down, and I didn't braid all the way down. Actually, I knotted the braid at the end because I was gonna curl the ends. I don't know how to add a curly piece to the end. I just felt like that would be so complicated and a lot of time. But here you can see that I'm knotting the braid, and then that is it. I repeated this on the whole head. So while I was actually braiding my hair, I got too excited. So at this point, I was done with the first half, and then I decided, let me actually see how it will look once I curl the tips of the braids. And here I'm dipping them in hot water. I've actually found that it's easier to use a cup. I saw this I don't know, I was inspired by this, but if you use a very large container to dip the hot water, to dip the fiber in the hair, you might really struggle, because you also need to pull all the curly hairs away before dipping the hair into the hot water. So, and then I made braids. So sometimes I like to use the whirl method, but I felt like those curls were gonna come out different, and they were not really going to sync with the curls of the curly piece. So I was happy with how my curls came out. I feel like that is how they are supposed to be. I did however feel that the length is awkward, but I'm not too worried about it. I did see that some people cut the hair, but I don't know if I want to. I'm not too obsessed about them being a bob. I just wanted the braids to be short. So I feel like they still classify as short. They're really not that long, but maybe next time I would just cut them a lot shorter. So that is it, you guys, and pretty much comes to almost the end of our video. So I think after I unplait the other braid, I'm going to show you how the mousse worked, because I was worried that the mousse wasn't going to work. But the mousse is the organic root stimulator mousse. I got it at the place where I bought the hair. I really love how this is looking. So here's the organic root stimulator mousse, and it actually does foam up when you spray. In the bottle it's like liquid, but then when you use that pump it comes out as a foam, and it really has a holding effect. So I think, as you can hear, I'm not going to mute the audio, but you can feel that the mousse has that holding effect and really helps your curls to pop. So what I did, and I didn't show in this clip, is that I also put some foam in my hands and then just rubbed it all the way down the braids, and you can see the curls are popping, they're flourishing. And yeah, it brings me to the end of my video. Let me know in the comments section about how you think this hair came out. Did I slay this? What do you think of the length? Yeah, the length is a little awkward, but I'm not too worried about it myself. I love you for watching always. Bye.